Yes, you have now been introduced to the Guns and Rollers and the Breakneck Betties here at the 2022 season opener of the Rose City Rollers. It has been a whopping 734 days since our last home team bout. That's right, over 2 years. In our last matchup, let's see, the last time they played would have been in February of 2020. And 2020's season was obviously cut short. They only got 4 games into it. And interestingly, the Guns and Rollers started out that season 4-0. And the Breakneck Betties were 0-4 in the standings in 2020. Guns and Rollers really want it. That would have been their first championship season year. No other team has not won a championship, so they are ready for it. All right. It's a very exciting evening. We had the last regiment of syncopated drummers joining us to kick things off. And Dylan the Pickle from the Portland Pickles baseball team is in the house. As we get started, I want to give thanks to Jam on Hawthorne, sponsor of our Jammer line. Portland's best vegan-friendly, booze-friendly, kid-friendly, omnivore-friendly, everybody-friendly breakfast. And here we go. Zip jamming for the Guns and Rollers, but it is Lauren Much, lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties. As they come around turn 2, Lauren Much hits the rear of that pack. That's going to be a quick call-off. Passes all 4 blockers, going to put 4 in the sky, and that's a 4-0 jam for the Breakneck Betties. It's a very exciting season. We had 35 skaters drafted to all 4 home teams recently. Some of those draftees, however, will include familiar names and faces, like Lauren Much, who was originally a Breakneck Betty. Juniper Simonis hadn't been on a home team yet. Liquor and Split and Scald Eagle playing for the Guns and Rollers, very exciting. As we hit here in Jam 2, Liquor and Split jamming for Guns and Rollers, and that's Danger Potato getting pushed out on turn 1, and we're going to have our first penalty of the game going to the one and only Liquor and Split, and that's going to be a forearms penalty, starting us off with a power jam. Danger Potato has been awarded lead jammer. Over the inside line, lead jammer status secured. We'll lose 1 Breakneck Betty to the penalty box. That's red number 49. Betties coming in to break up the wall. That's Danger Potato jamming. Betties looking at Liquor as they exit the penalty box and sit right on top. Liquor throwing her own skaters out of the way. Completes their first pass. 4 points down for Danger Potato as the pack picks up speed, and they're back around to turn 1. And that one is going to get called off wisely, all clear in the penalty box. That's a 4-0 jam for the Betties as they take a lead, 8-0.
So Betties jumping out to an early 8-0 lead.
I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is Ophelia Mellons. Thank you for joining us on our live stream. We appreciate that you're joining us. There's a paywall we're trying out for tonight to help pay for all of our streaming expenses. And your feedback is welcome. As we start this third jam, it's Evangelical jamming for Guns and Rollers and Darth Molly for the Breakneck Betties. Evangelical getting mixed up there out on the outside of turn 1. Gets back on her feet, and it's going to pick up the first lead jam for the Guns and Rollers. Ripley pulling all the Breakneck Betties back together to hit that rear pack and sit right on top of Evangelical. Ripley pushing to the outside. Gal bringing Helical back to the rear of the pack. Finds that inside line. It's going to pick up their first 4 points of this game. Star pass going from Darth Molly to Gal. Evangelical hitting that pack, looking to get some help from MC. And that's 4-2 on that last jam, so that's going to take us to an 8-point jam for Guns N' Rollers, 2 for the Breakneck Betties, so they will retain their lead 10-8. Start out with a 4-3 pack advantage in favor of the Guns N' Rollers. You will see that they have 2 up top at that pivot line. They're going to rejoin here momentarily to form a pack. Simona's holding down the inside up against a fresh-faced Scald Eagle, jamming for the Guns N' Rollers up against Candy Flipper. And Scald Eagle with the lead jam. Lauren Forcer gets knocked out. Careful to rejoin the pack legally, not picking up any penalties there. Scald Eagle tic-tacs their way through the pack, picking up 4 points there. Betties again, 3-wall in the rear of the pack. Candy Flipper still trying to push through on that wall. Red 49 holding Scald Eagle back for a few extra seconds here, receives the star pass from Candy Flipper. Scald right through the middle. Comes around the outside. A cut track penalty being called on, I believe that's a blocker, but that's 4 more points for Scald Eagle, and that will be a 12-point jam for the Guns N' Rollers, and they now take the lead. That was a 12-point jam, 20-10. Big thank you to Holler. Next time you're in PDX, visit Holler, your new favorite sports bar and treat shop. We will be there tonight after our doubleheader. 4-2 pack advantage for the Guns N' Rollers. Quickly jam here. That's Lauren Much. Not far behind. Zip. Guns N' Rollers holding down the rear of the pack. You're going to be sorry holding it down with MC Slammer. Lauren Much using that agility to just skip up the inside line, but both jammers are through, having picked up 4 points apiece. Still have a blocker in the penalty box, so the Betties will opt to keep that jam going. Lauren Much pushing on that wall. Great depth of defensive wall for the Guns N' Rollers. Much getting pushed out the rear of the pack, and at that point, now Zip has picked up their points. At the end of that, that's an 8-6 jam. Lauren Much was the lead. Guns N' Rollers will pick up 28-16 moving into this 6th jam of the game, but the penalty box is now cleared. Guns N' Rollers starting with a 2-2 wall as they rejoin the pack as the whistle blows. That's Danger Potato jamming for the Breakneck Betties in red. Liquor and Split jamming again for Guns N' Rollers. 2 more to beat up front as they string out to 20 feet. Number 49 with a nice block does get called on a penalty, and as a result, Liquor and Split, however, is not lead jammer, but did clear the pack and is now on a scoring pass. Danger Potato picks up lead and will call that one off. Red 49 having picked up a forearms penalty, but it was a very effective block, denying lead jammer status. We're going to go into the 7th jam. GNR picking up a little steam, leading here 32-16. Big thank you to Wild CBD sparkling waters and edible delights that enhance every moment. Evangelical jams again for Guns N' Rollers. Darth Molly wearing the star for the Breakneck Betties. Lead going to Evangelical, the Guns N' Rollers. Betties forming a wall in the front. Ripley rejoining them, stringing the pack through with Gal. But Evangelical is through. Darth Molly had the star cap off and returned it to the head, making contact with Evangelical. Enough contact to have her call that one off. That's only a 4-0 jam. Breakneck Betty is successfully stopping the bleeding there. Breakneck Betties have a total of 9 returning skaters that have at some point played on the Betties, and that's going to include veterans like Gal and Ripley and Much Mayhem. Guns N' Rollers have 7 returning skaters, and that's going to include people like Scald Eagle and Liquor and Split. Lauren Much, lead jammer against Scald Eagle, 2 jammers you may have heard of. And this is a fast-moving jam in front of the GNR team bench. That's going to get called off. And that's a null jam, 0-0 there. I think on any given jam, either one of those is going to pick up lead. Breakneck Betties a little heavier in the penalties so far in this game. 5 for the Betties, just 1 for the Guns N' Rollers. In this next jam, it's Candy Flipper that's picking up the lead for the Breakneck Betties. Moist on her own petard, jamming for GNR. That's going to be a quick one. And 0-0 again. That's 2 back-to-back non-scoring jams as we move into jam 10. Guns N' Rollers wearing black. And the Breakneck Betties wearing red with black and white check. 19 minutes, 42 seconds remaining in the first period of this game. And Zip jamming for Guns N' Rollers, Danger Potato for the Breakneck Betties. Direction of play penalty going to Root of All Evil for the Breakneck Betties, and just as that happens, Zip is going to pull it out with a lead jam. Danger Potato really fast right on the heels of Zip, and that one is going to get called off. That makes it 1, 2, 3 scoreless jams in a row. Streaming broadcast of RCR's 2022 games are brought to you by S1 Helmet Company. Thank you, S1 Helmets. Liquor and Split jamming again for the Guns N' Rollers against Lauren Much. Lauren Much stepping to the inside. Good contact there. That's Morgan Levy wearing number 99 tonight with excellent block on Lauren Much and buying time there for Liquor and Split to pick up lead. After a star pass to Gallifrey, that puts the pressure on Liquor and Split. Liquor gets in there for 4 points, and we have our first scoring jam in the last 4 consecutive jams. And that's going to pick up Guns N' Rollers 44-16. Breakneck Betties have a plethora of talent on their team. This being the first bout in many years and a lot of fresh faces, I think everybody's still getting used to getting back in the game. That's Darth Molly jamming again for Breakneck Betties. Guns N' Rollers are jamming Evangelical on their regular rotation here. Darth Molly with an excellent positional maneuver there on the inside line, getting their hips wrapped around that last blocker and picking up lead. It's a beautiful skating. Darth Molly is going to get in there. Guns N' Rollers pretty happy about that. Or excuse me, the Betties. They finally going to pick up 4 points. They had been held scoreless the last 5 jams. 3 points there, taking our score 19-44 with the Guns N' Rollers leading. Big thank you to PBR. PBR is back, baby. Grab one to share. And that's a quick lead for Scald Eagle, number 5-0 for the Guns N' Rollers. And a cut track penalty being called now on Danger Potato. Lead jam in control here, Scald Eagle. This is a dangerous situation for the Breakneck Betties, to say the least. Last line of defense, Gal getting stretched out there with the help of Cruella. Oh, and a beautiful block there by Gal, but Scald Eagle's legs, which come up to my throat, able to just step right around there, keep that momentum moving, and picking up 4 points for Guns N' Rollers. Some illegal contact there. That is going to be a forearm call on Scald Eagle, and that's going to give us a full 2-minute jam. Another blocker for Guns N' Rollers in the penalty box. MC Slammer now joining the Guns N' Rollers penalty box party. Danger Potato comes in, gets knocked out, tries the outside. The outside works, and that's 4 points for the Breakneck Betties. Eagle back on the track. Betties lined up in the rear wall. They make a mistake in not being a brick wall, and in fact, Eagle stepping right through that to pick up 4 of their own. And oh no, another cut track penalty being assessed now on Danger Potato. Eagle, meanwhile, picking up 4 more points. That's 12 so far. And again, this jam will go the full 2 minutes. MC Slammer doing a great job using a partner to just sit right on top of Cruella. And after that full 2 minutes, that's 3 more for Eagle. And that jam's going to end up 16 points for Guns N' Rollers, 11 for the Breakneck Betties. 5-point positive jam there for Guns N' Rollers, and we're going to roll into this 14th jam, about halfway through the first period. Breakneck Betties with 30, Guns N' Rollers with 60. Betties still have more penalties, even though the Guns N' Rollers just had a little penalty party. See 9 penalties for the Betties and 4 for the Guns N' Rollers. Evangelical picking up lead jammer again for the Guns N' Rollers. Danger Potato now standing in the penalty box. Tenacity trying to open up that inside, but Helical is going to be caught up with Bertha Beatdown, number 11 for the Betties. Helical, careful to re-enter the track behind everyone, manages to find their way around number 49 and gets through. That's 4 more points for the Guns N' Rollers. A lot of momentum in favor here of the team in black. Strong defensive walls. Evangelical breaks through. Danger Potato is going to pick up a 3rd cut track call. Seems to be some confusion on the track. I reflect this confusion. Sprout, who's coaching the Breakneck Betties, is coming in to ask head ref Darthling some questions about what's been going on. And that may be a team timeout being called by the Breakneck Betties, of which they get 3 per game. It's a good time to reevaluate, take a breath. There's a lot of talent on that team. You'll hear me throughout the evening shouting out our wonderful sponsors. If you ever support an RCR sponsor, help us out. Post on social media and tag hashtag RCR sponsor, and you'll be entered to win a pair of VIP tickets to one of our games. Really easy to do that at places like Killer Burger. When you're consuming the best hot sauce in all the land, Secret Aardvark. Maybe you're at Sizzle Pie, Jam on Hawthorne. Yeah, we got amazing sponsors. Shebop. Back to the game here. Zip jamming for GNR. Danger Potato now still sitting in that penalty box, wearing the jammer star for the Breakneck Betties. Zip's going to pick up lead jammer. Nobby, you're going to be sorry, sitting in the penalty box for the Guns N' Rollers. Blockers, and Zip tries to take that inside line, but gets denied. Couple Betties sacrificing their bodies to protect that inside line. Gal and Ripley and red 49 holding it down there for the Betties as well. Juniper Simonis, number 65, wearing the red, holding down that wall. Danger Potato back on the track. Zip tried to buy some time and delivered Danger Potato, but they shook it off, went through. Zip having to call that off after Danger Potato cleared that path. And at the end of that, everyone can take a breath. The penalty box is clear. 4 more points on the board for the Guns N' Rollers as they continue to pull ahead, carrying their momentum forward here in the last 11 minutes of this first period. The Breakneck Betties trail 30-76. Betties have a split 2-wall here. Looks like they had 2 dedicated to offense, 2 to defense. Guns N' Rollers all up front, playing very strong defense. Lauren Forster holding down that outside line, coming in, dropping back to play some offense. Lauren Much had picked up lead jammer and is going to be sent to the penalty box. That's going to be a high block penalty. So this will be a full 2-minute jam. Doctor of Destruction now jamming for the Guns N' Rollers, hitting the rear of that pack. Right into the back of Florida Lethal, the captain of the Breakneck Betties. Manages to shake that off at the front of the pack, picking up 4 points. Both jammers in the track. Lauren Much, remember, had picked up lead, but didn't get to complete the full first pass. So now Lauren Much is going to be on a scoring pass. And again, this is going to go the full 2 minutes. Doctor of Destruction has some trouble on the outside. One more to beat in the most OG of all OGs, Ripley. And a penalty now being called on Doctor of Destruction. A little bit of confusion in the communication of that. Ripley wasn't sure if it was her. But this is a great opportunity for the Breakneck Betties because Lauren Much is on the track jamming. And all her amazing blocker friends are going to help her score all the points. 4 more points there for Lauren Much. That's 12 so far in this jam. 13 seconds left in this jam. Gallifrey trying to get a little pack movement there before Lauren Much hit that pack, making some contact there with Marzipan, shaking things up. At the end of that, that's a 16-point jam for the Breakneck Betties. And the home crowd is happy about that. They still trail 46-84. We have 9 minutes remaining in this first period. Big thank you to Black Cat Plumbing, PDX's neighborhood plumbing company and proud sponsor of RCR since forever. Power jams start in favor of Candy Flipper, who does pick up lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties. But Doctor of Destruction has returned to the track. Scald Eagle blocking up front. Has to let Candy Flipper go, and that's going to be 4 points for the Breakneck Betties. And that's a star pass. I was wondering why Scald let her go. Scald's going to receive that jammer hat, begin a scoring pass, but of course Candy Flipper going to call that one off, but a penalty is now being called because they weren't. I will get some clarification on what just happened. Scald Eagle wearing the star, scoring some points momentarily. All right, around the outside, no one even makes contact. It's like a high block penalty on Candy Flipper. And that was just a 3-point pass for Scald Eagle. One was out of play, and that's no points, no penalty on that one. Eagle pushing through. 49's got to let her go. They're Team USA teammates. That's adorable. A lot of talent here, as you can tell. Eagle to the outside. One more to beat. 49 shoots their booty right across the track. Eagle shakes that one off. Star pass right on over to Juniper Simonis. Big smiles on everyone's face. And big four wall at the rear of the pack that Eagle makes a little juke step. Again, no contact on that pass. 4 or more for the Guns and Rollers, and they really put their foot down and said, no, we really are in control of this game. That was a 23-point jam for Scald Eagle, and that's going to carry Guns and Rollers over the century mark. The Breakneck Betties trail 53-107. That will be our high-scoring jam so far this game, 23 points. Darth Molly jamming, and I believe that's Liger and Split on the inside, picking up a quick lead jam there. Both jammers out of the pack. The Betties looking to rush to the front of the pack, and that is getting disrupted there. I believe that's Tenacity. Quick jam there, 2-zip for Liquor and Split. A little less than 6 minutes remaining in this first period. An official review being called by the Breakneck Betties. Each team has one official review to use per period. If you win your official review, that is the refs change their mind and agree with you, you get to retain it once more. If you lose it, but then you get another one in the second half. I'm going to hand it down to that ref.
Well, you never know when they're going to decide to...
The Betties are requesting an official review, asking for a high block call on the GNR jammer.
Okay, so technology works. Are asking for a high block call on Scald Eagle in that last jam. We'll get some clarification there. As head ref Darth Bling speaks with each of those referees, they want to confirm that. Does this affect points? What does this affect? Do they just want Scald Eagle in the penalty box? Things that I don't know. Big thank you to Trailhead Credit Union. Get financial guidance for whatever trail you choose. Trailhead Credit Union.
Upon review, no high block contact was witnessed by the officials. Therefore, no high block penalty will be issued. Betties will lose their official review for the half.
Boomski, there we have it. The answer's always no if you don't ask. As we go into this final 6 minutes of the first period of this exciting game, we count up our penalties. 14 penalties for the Breakneck Betties, and 7 to the Guns and Rollers. So Betties, so much talent on their team, definitely experiencing penalty trouble. And right up over the top is Lauren Much going to pick up lead jammer status for the Breakneck Betties. Evangelical jamming for the Guns and Rollers again. Picking up the speed. Lauren Much asking to keep the jam going. The Betties holding it down at the front of the pack. Couple points have already been picked up by Evangelical, but they are still giving her a heck of a time right in front of that GNR bench. Number 49, we have Ripley and Gal all working together in this beautiful tripod, just sitting right on top of Helical. Lauren Much escapes with 4 more points for the Breakneck Betties. And Helical finally sees the light of day and clears the pack, picking up 4 points of her own. Lauren, much too more to beat. There's MC Slammer. And Charlie Chang shaking that one off. Lauren Much, obviously such a secure, stable, consistent jammer. You can afford to just keep running the jam and wait for the Guns N' Rollers to make a mistake. 4 more points, and that one will be called off. That's a 16-point jam for Lauren Much over the 8-point jam for the Guns N' Rollers. Still trailing 69 to 117, but again with 16-point jams, 23-point jams. There's only a few jams difference between these two teams. We have some GNR coaches center of the track, perhaps calling a timeout. Nope. Spring roll now jamming for the Breakneck Betties, and zip for the Guns N' Rollers. Spring roll, I believe that's the first jam of the evening, and then it's going to pick up lead jammer for the Betties. We do lose Bertha Beatdown for the Betties into the penalty box. Zip pushing through to 20 feet. Pack has to let her go, 4 points. Oh, and tries to find some space on the inside line. Has to take a knee. Isn't going to pick up all 4. 3 points for GNR there. 3 points for the Breakneck Betties. And that jam is going to be a wash. We come into about 3 more minutes in this first period.
Betty's going to start this next jam with 2 blockers in the penalty box.
If you know a business that would benefit by promoting at Derby events, as well as to RCR members directly, just email sponsorship at rosecityrollers.com. Scald Eagle now jamming, picking up lead jammer. Danger Potato jamming for the Betties, who have 2 down in the penalty box. Huge advantage for the Guns N' Rollers. But Danger Potato takes a little 2-step to the inside line, clears that pack. Eagle's going to call that one off and ice a Breakneck Betty blocker in the penalty box. It's 3 points for Guns N' Rollers. They continue to dominate here, 72 to 123. About 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Betty's down 4 to 3 blockers as we begin this next jam. Liquor and Split wearing black, pushing on the inside, makes contact there with Simonis. And Liquor and Split is going to pick up a penalty, a forearm penalty. So this is a power jam for Candy Flipper, and no lead jammer has been anointed. Gets pulled back there by Tenacity as the GNR set up an insane wall of defense. Betties are 4 strong, having trouble breaking that up. There they go. This is a washing machine of blockers, but Tenacity regains the strength of the wall. 3 still holding down at the front of that pack. Breasting Blitzface, bridging the pack. Still had just a few feet and managed barely to get Candy Flipper out of this. Now again, no lead jammer has yet been assessed for this jam, and we're already over a minute into it. Liquor gets called on a cut track penalty. I believe Liquor may have entered the track within the engagement zone of the pack. You need to enter outside the engagement zone, either behind them or somewhere else on the track. That's a tough call. Simonis jamming here for the Betties. Just powers down the outside of that track. 1, 2 more to beat, makes it through. Big smile on their face. 4 points. Looking for an offensive play. Nope, just kidding. We're going to play defense back here. We see Liquor coming back on the track. They quickly reform the pack. Simonis blocked to the inside, has to come in behind Lauren Forcer. And that was a full 2-minute jam. 3 more points there for Simonis at the end. That's a 7-point jam for the Betties to round out this first period. Wow, 7 points there. 79 for the Breakneck Betties to the Guns N' Rollers 123 points. As we are now in the first halftime. Very exciting. All right, and we are back for the exciting second half of the Guns N' Rollers playing the Breakneck Betties here at our 2022 season opener of the Rose City Rollers. Coming into the second half, Guns N' Rollers have just shown their dominance time and time again in this first half, but that was only 30 minutes of derby. So they are leading 123-79. Big part of why the Guns N' Rollers are finding success, other than picking up more lead jams, is that the Betties are having a bit of a penalty issue. They've picked up 14 penalties in the first half, compared to the Guns N' Rollers' 9 penalties. And as we begin our first period here, did you all see Dylan the Pickle at halftime, by the way? Dylan the Pickle in the house from the Portland Pickles. Very exciting. All right, Lauren Much jamming for the Breakneck Betties. One more to beat, and he's going to pick up lead jammer. Guns N' Rollers jamming Zip. One more to beat, and Gal. Gal making great contact, buys some time, gets a little help from Lethal. But Zip able to shake them off. Now on a scoring pass. Laura Much, lead jammer, holds position on the inside of the track. Already knew she picked up all 4, called that one off. Brilliant jamming there by Lauren Much. And that's 4 points for the Betties to get us started. A big thank you to Sasquatch HR, making nonprofit and small business workplaces better at sasquatchr.org. This is a sold-out full house at the Rose City Rollers venue. And thank you for joining us on our live stream online at Facebook Live. We're still figuring out our best system, so thank you for paying to watch this best in the world roller derby, as demonstrated by Scald Eagle jamming for the Guns N' Rollers. It's Danger Potato, lead jammer though for the Breakneck Betties. Danger Potato goes in to pick up 1 or 2 more points, gets pushed to the outside track boundary. That's 2 more. And at the end of that is a 7-point jam for the Guns N' Rollers, 3 points for the Betties. Each team down 1 apiece in the Wild penalty box. Wild CBD, it's like surfing on the clouds on a surfboard made of pure energy. Wild CBD. Darth Molly jamming in red. Evangelical for GNR now lead jammer. Losing another blocker for Guns N' Rollers to the penalty box, buying some room for Darth Molly, but Tenacity hangs on to a block on the inside track boundary. Wow, Tenacity really bouncing around. Very effective. And Evangelical making contact though and losing their momentum. Darth Molly had the star cover off and it returns, and nice jump on the inside track boundary, but it is after the first whistle. There will not be any points awarded for that, but I personally award 10 style points, which do not count for anything. Betty's still trailing 85-134 now in the second half. Our highest scoring jam so far in this game was a Scald Eagle jam at 23 points. Liquor and Split now jamming for the Guns N' Rollers up against Candy Flipper in red. Red 49, Juniper Simonis and ROUS holding it down defensively against Liquor and Split. And Liquor picking up lead. I do see a high block being issued. I believe that's going to be on Candy Flipper. This is a power jam for Liquor and Split. Guns and Rollers in control of this jam. Liquor finds a hole between two blockers. Moves to the inside and is going to pick up 4 points. Pretty spread out Guns and Rollers pack. They drop Simonis to the rear. Simonis is cool with that, though. At the end of that, 4 more points. That is a solid 8-point jam for Liquor and Split. Well done by Guns and Rollers in this jam. And they continue to creep ahead, 85 to 142. Jammer standing in the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties. And Guns and Rollers gonna start it off here with Zip jamming. Excellent choice right on the outside. Sneaks underneath Ripley and picks up lead jammer. Guns and Rollers ready for Candy Flipper to approach. And right around the outside, Zip's gonna pick up 4 points. Little issue with the helmet cover there. Candy Flipper picking it back up. Careful to return to play behind. That's Tenacity wearing number 90. Betty's holding it down. They have a tripod. But because of the depth of that tripod, Zip is able to wedge herself right in there and pick up 4 more points. And Gal picking up a penalty as a pivot, not as a jammer, has to drop the jammer helmet cover. Is an illegal star pass, perhaps. Betty's without a jammer at this point in time. Someone's got the cover. Candy Flipper does have that star cover in her hands. 20-point jam so far for Zip and going. Still 37 seconds remain on the clock. Zip is the lead jammer and in control. Now we already have a highest scoring jam of the game. 4 more there. Betty's just discombobulated there. Finally make a successful star pass to Gal after returning from the penalty box to finally put some pressure here on Zip. Zip is going to be happy with a stellar jam there. That is a 28-point jam for Zip. So GNR just really locking it down here. And again, GNR only had 7 returning skaters. They have drafted a plethora of new skaters. Doctor of Destruction, Charlie Chang, Marzipan, MC Slammer, Resting Blitzface. All doing a great job of contributing to this pretty intense matchup. Eagle picking up lead jammer here. Spring roll, jamming again, has cleared the pack. Juniper Simonis in the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties. Fast moving pack, they're now in front of the penalty box as they begin to slow down. Eagle about to hit a 3-wall, the rear of the pack. That's number 49 for the Betties, holding down that inside line and not allowing that pass. But Eagle moves to the outside, does pick up 4 more points. Unfortunately, a track cut penalty now being issued to Spring Roll. Now Scald Eagle leads jammer on a power jam. I don't have to tell you, that's bad news for the Breakneck Betties. Just explodes a Breakneck Betties wall. And also another Breakneck Betty picking up a penalty, headed to that penalty box at the end of that. Yes, their coach, Sprout, calling a team timeout. It is time to slow things down, put a little shake up in the momentum of the Guns N' Rollers. That was a 16-3 jam. All right, back at it, Evangelical. Quick to get through. Gal buying a little bit of time, but can't do much one-on-one, and Evangelical picks up lead jammer. Moving pretty quickly again. Gal is the last line of defense. Getting some bridging help there from Ripley. Gal putting on a clinic, but it's not quite enough. Evangelical does not look like she took 2 years off. Just great control from Evangelical, and 0 penalties thus far. Being rolled back on the track, gonna put the pressure on to have that jam called off. And that'll be an 8-point jam for Guns N' Rollers as they continue to pull ahead. Guns N' Rollers ahead 194-88, and they do have all 3 of their team timeouts. Clear penalty box, so Betties with a very strong lineup in number 49. We'll just call her Red 49. Her name's Cassie Beck, Raven Evergore, Sweaty Beck, whatever you want to call her. She's a fantastic blocker, and the Betties are a stronger team for having her. Really fast-moving pack here. Lauren Much is the lead jammer, and the Guns N' Rollers really trying to speed it up and get that front wall, and I do believe they protected a couple points in doing so. They do. Lauren Much picks up only 2 points, and that is a fantastic jam for the Guns N' Rollers to just shut her out. Well, they didn't shut her out. Deuces. Flirted Lethal, Shell put a Welton. Blocking here, Ripley as well as Gal blocking for the Breakneck Betties. And Darth Molly able to use them to her advantage and picks up lead jammer. Wow. Yep. If you stand up after that, you're going to get a cut track call. So that is a cut track penalty on Darth Molly, and this will now be a 2-minute jam. And there goes Moist on her own petard. First 4 points of this jam. GNR starting up in the rear of the pack. Lauren Forcer up front to mix things up with Ripley, and now GNR recycling to the front. And they kind of open the door for Moist to pick up 4 more points. 8-0 so far this jam. Tenacity and Ripley making contact. Tenacity now holding down that inside line, but Darth Molly sees the outside and takes it. Big contact there. They're right back on the Jam on Hawthorne jammer line. Tenacity with that little booty bump to the outside, drawing Moist all the way, Darth Molly all the way back. 4 wall, nope, they release 2 for offense, but they get a little tripped up. Shell gets a trip, and that's gonna send Lauren Forster, the captain of GNR, to the penalty box. Moist able to clear that pack again. Now 12 points so far. Darth Molly back on track, has 8 so far. And that is the natural conclusion. Oh, I love that camaraderie. Both jammers giving each other a little high five. We made it. That was a 2-minute jam. It's hard on everybody. Woo! At the end of that, that was a 12-8 jam in favor of GNR. Betties approaching the century mark, 98-206. We have 17.5 minutes remaining in this game. But don't worry, immediately following this, there is so much more excitement. We have the Heartless Heathers playing the High Rollers. Woo! That was some contact there. Zip just, wow. Went straight into the back of Root of All Evil, and, well, when something fast hits something hard and the fast thing bounces off, that's what happened. And Darth Molly making contact. Gets pushed to the out and is going to pick up a cut track penalty. And a second penalty. That's an insubordination. I believe Darth Molly did not leave the track quickly enough and was then issued an insubordination penalty. And that's another minute. That's a substantial. And now here comes Zip. This is another 2-minute jam. Now has completed the initial pass and will begin scoring. 3 blockers for Guns N' Rollers on the track. They lose You're Gonna Be Sorry to the penalty box. Levy going in to play offense. Simonis escorts Zip to the outside of the track. Zip is able to step in and pick up 4 more points. And the Betties just not able to pull that wall together, and Zip able to swing on through for another 4 points. A star pass over to Red 49. And that is the natural conclusion of that jam. That looked pretty exhausting. Big thank you to Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon, and of course to the Laurelhurst Theater and Pub, bringing the best of classic and modern cinema to Portland. That's Laurelhurst Theater and Pub. 15 minutes-ish remaining in this game. Scald Eagle picking up lead jammer. Lauren Much able to shake Tenacity off with that fantastic footwork and fitness. Both jammers hitting this pack at full speed. Eagle hits in the back, trying to use her blockers. That was so old school. Eagle just used their own blockers to just move other blockers out of the way. That was fantastic. Much came with the speed through behind and gave their bestie a high five. As a result of not having WFTDA sanctioned bouting this year, a lot of the All-Stars have opted to play on the home teams, and well, that's good for you, it's good for me, it's good for the skaters, and it's great to see them out on the track. Danger Potato wearing the star. Almost steps in front, but as long as you correct your cut track, you're fine. They do that, they find the inside line, but are having a really hard time getting through Charlie Chang there. Evangelical lead jammer finally makes it past number 49 and calls that off. That was a 4-0 jam for Guns N' Rollers. Betties now across that century mark, trailing 101 to 224. Breakneck Betties do have one in the penalty box to begin this next jam. Liquor and Split pushing, still moving. Gal and Lethal, last line of defense, and Liquor is going to pick up a penalty box there. And it looks like a high block. And that's going to give a chance for Spring Roll to pick up lead jammer. This is great news for the Betties. They lose Gal to the penalty box, but Simonis is back on the track. Spring Roll looking for some help, pops off behind, and Lethal able to pull just the tiniest little offensive maneuver and find a lane for Spring Roll. 4 points there. Tenacity kind of hid themselves behind Simonis and popped out at the last minute with a great block to the inside track boundary. Spring Roll back in, trying to pick up momentum, digging in, trying to get those steps forward. So Liquor now picking up a low block penalty. Power jam here for Spring Roll. Gets the note from their coaches to call that one off. 3 more points there for the Betties. Wow, okay, at the end of that, the Betties pick up a 7-0 jam. They finally shut out GNR, and they're gonna start with a power jam with the none other Lauren Much on that line. All blockers on the track. The packs of blockers are pretty split up. No obvious walls at this point. They were just trying to push each other out of the way. Here comes Lauren Much picking up lead jammer, asking them to keep that pack moving, and manages to step around Yo Gonna Be Sorry. Thank you to the help of Bertha Beatdown and number 49, Raven Evergore. Just doesn't feel right coming out of my mouth, but number 49's name is Raven Evergore. And Laura Much again, 4 more points. Betty's holding down the rear of that pack, but Liquor with that like football footwork, boom, 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 manages to get through that pack, clears the initial pass, and does put the pressure on Laura Much. 4 more points, big jam, big opportunity here for the Betties. They put 12 points up there. They creep up 120 to 224. It's only 10 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this game. 1 blocker down in the penalty box for the Guns and Rollers. Liquor and Split does now have 5 penalties. But it is Doctor of Destruction wearing the star picking up a lead jammer for the Guns and Rollers. Candy Flipper not far behind. Tenacity takes out Lethal and kind of distracts the pack momentarily. No points for the Betties on that, and 3 for the Guns and Rollers. Big thank you to Two Town Cider. Damn fine cider made right here in the Pacific Northwest. Grab a bright cider soon. Thank you, Two Town Cider. Zip jamming again. Zip, you might remember, scored 28 points in a jam just a few minutes ago. Ready to do it again. Danger Potato jamming for the Breakneck Betties. Betties line up at the rear of the wall, but Zip just whoop right around the outside. 1 more to beat, and number 49. 49 can't get all the way over the line, and Zip's going to pick up all 4. Heard a whistle, not sure who exited the track at that moment, but Zip now on the inside, picking up 4 points. Meanwhile, Danger Potato snuck through for 4 as well. Minute 15 left in this jam. Zip is lead. Danger Potato gets knocked out to the inside of the track, and MC Slammer is going to pick up a penalty for that contact. 2 more points for the Betties that jam, 3 more for Guns and Rollers. They come out on top, 11 points to 6. And the Betties still trail 126 to 238 with 8 minutes remaining. I have to say, by keeping my eyes on on the track and looking at the caliber of these skaters, you would not be able to tell there is over a 100-point differential between these teams. Great rapport on the track. Everybody just happy to be back after 2 years of hiatus. And a lot of new faces. I see Ripley and Marzipan messing with each other a little bit on the track, legally speaking, but making each other aware of one another. Ripley trying to play some offense. Scald Eagle picks up lead jammer. It's Darth Molly jamming for the Breakneck Betties. And again, Tenacity giving Darth Molly a hard time. Rejoins with their teammates That's Marzipan doing a fantastic job on the outside, and Beans, number 24. Star pass over to Gal. It's Scald Eagle now jamming for GNR. This will be a full, no, Scald Eagle is lead, excuse me. Some messy contact there in turn 3. Whistles blown. Someone's headed to the penalty box. 3 points for the Breakneck Betties at the end of that, 2 for GNR in that last pass. So 6 points for GNR, that jam. No one in the penalty box here. We have on the track the Betties holding down a front wall. Bertha Beatdown in there with Simonis, Robin Avergor, and of course that's Spring Roll jamming, number 700, up against Evangelical. Solid jamming tonight for Evangelical. You're gonna be sorry doing some fantastic blocking, 360 blocking. I can block with any part of my body. That's what You're gonna be sorry would say. Well, all of my legal contact zones. Just really grinding it out here as they approach turn 3. Evangelical pops back, releases the pressure from that wall, and they end up breaking up. Evangelical will pick up. Nope. Yes? No? Yes? That will be a cut track penalty. I feel like Evangelical knew what happened, started to go to the box, but didn't get confirmation from the refs right away. All in all, power jam now. This will be a full 2-minute jam. Oh, no, Spring Roll manages to pick up lead. Evangelical was not yet lead. Let's call that one off, reset, take a breath. Good job on GNR putting the pressure on, though. Big thank you to Killer Burger. 5 minutes from the hangar to burgers, beer, and bottomless fries. Just 5 minutes remaining in this game. I know the score looks a little lopsided, but the action on the track is unrivaled. Lauren Much, lead jammer right on the outside there for the Breakneck Betties. That's Evangelical standing in the penalty box ready to go. Lauren Much, one more to beat, and makes contact with Tenacity. Tenacity accidentally gets their skate caught up. Beautiful move by Tenacity. A little accidental trip there happening. Shakes that one off. Lauren Much right through the middle. 4 more there. Helical makes good contact with Shell Puttawelton, but breaks through at the end of that. Much Mayhem is going to put up 12 points in that jam, giving Breakneck Betties a breath of fresh air and some momentum in these final minutes of this game. 141 to 244, GNR sits on top. I count 27 penalties for the Breakneck Betties so far tonight, and that may explain the score differential, despite the insane quality of talent on the track. That's Danger Potato for the Breakneck Betties, lead jammer. Moist is jamming for GNR, being held up there by a tripod of destruction from the Breakneck Betties. Charlie Chang for the GNR doing a great job of making sure those packs are both in the engagement zone. Big block there on Danger Potato. Moist trying to find space, runs over a blocker there. And finally, Moist is gonna break out of that pack. Danger Potato is escorted outside the pack by Nobby and Tenacity, who does a little jig. Solid work there, holding it down to 4 points for the Betties. 145 to 244. Just 2.5 minutes remaining in this game, if you can believe it. And a quick direction of play call will be issued to Lauren Forcer. Candy Flipper jamming for the Breakneck Betties. Doctor of Destruction jamming for GNR. Candy Flipper just pushing as hard as they can against that 2-wall, getting a little help from Lethal to break that up. Good news for the Betties. We have a power jam, a penalty now being issued to Doctor of Destruction. I believe that was a cut track. Candy Flipper in for a scoring pass. Going shoulder to shoulder there with tenacity. And now Lauren Forcer, captain of the GNR. Beautifully strung out pack, but a multiplayer block now being assessed on Lauren Forcer. One more and tenacity is gonna have to let go. At the end of that, Candy Flipper does pick up all 4 points and explodes the toe stop of that skate. Skate hard. 4 points there for the Betties. We have time for one more jam. Betties with 149, GNR with 244. Again, the score looks so lopsided, but the action on the pack is exciting every single jam of this game. The Betties using their last team timeout. Kind of slow that momentum. This season for 2022 is a truncated season. We're only going to have 3 doubleheader matchups. Each team will play each other once. I guess that would be 4. And then we'll have a team doubleheader championship. This is pretty exciting for the Guns and Rollers to be on top here. In the last season that was played in 2020, which only 4 games were played before the shutdown. Remember that? They were winning 4-0 so far that season, and they are the only team at RCR that has not won a home team championship. So they are hungry, they are ready, and they have the talent and the coaching, and they're firing on all cylinders. It's going to be an awesome season. And we have our last jam of the game here. One blocker in the box, Lauren Forcer for the Guns and Rollers. Darth Molly jamming for the Betties, but zip out front. No, that's going to be a direction of play penalty being assessed on red 49. No temper tantrums or anything. Zip lead jammer for Guns and Rollers. Darth Molly, the helmet cover was off, and then it was back on. And that jam is going to get called off. Okay, I love this. There were still 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock when Sprout, the coach of the Breakneck Betties, without any timeouts left, is using their official review as a timeout, which is totally a brilliant move. You are totally able to do that. Watch this. So I just listen to the official. Okay. The head ref was just going to explain that you are allowed to use your official review as a timeout. Might as well get a few more points up on the board. It'll help with the differentials. You never know how the season's going to go, and it might come down to points scored and points against. A blocker apiece in the penalty box. And in this last jam, fittingly, Scald Eagle will be jamming for the Guns and Rollers, and Lauren Much jamming for the Breakneck Betties. And there we go. Scald Eagle finding the outside, but Gout is in Eagle's way, finding the time for Lauren Much with a big grin on her face to pick up lead jammer. Eagle still one more to beat. Welton holding it down, picking up 20 more feet to buy some time for Gal. Much putting up 4 as Eagles gets ready to approach the track. Now Lauren Much wants to score as many points as she can, doesn't care about the time on the clock. The game clock has expired. The jam clock is what you are looking at. One more to beat around tenacity. Beautiful footwork. Boom, bada ding, bada boom, bada bing. Lauren Much. Wow, fantastic footwork at the end of that. Lauren Much putting up 8 points that jam. And they will finish unofficial score of 159 to 252. Wow.
All right, here we go, our MVPs. All right, MVP jammer is Zip. All right, and our MVP blocker is Beans. Awesome. All right, here we go. Okay, who's you guys' MVP jammer? Potato is our MVP jammer. And Ripley will be our MVP blocker for the Betties. All right, give it up for all the players.